So I posted a video this week on this idea of having more pain that shows up in our bodies, particularly as we age and just have more life experience. I did get some feedback on social media that this was something that was of interest to you, to people. And so I wanted to create a video for you that gives you an idea of how to truly accept and integrate pain into your experience instead of resist it. Why the hell would we want to accept pain? Because ultimately we generally desire, I'm going to put my phone down so I can talk with my hands. I'm a big hand talker. Okay, so it is normal human nature to want to push away, fight against, avoid, resist at all costs pain. Because who wants to step into the fire? Who wants to feel down? Who wants to feel like they're struggling or something is wrong with them in some way, wrong with them? But what we resist in our bodies does persist. And so I'm going to share with you today one tool that you can use in your life to start to accept and integrate pain more so into your body. Why do I keep pointing to the shoulder? I have no idea, but a lot of us women have neck and shoulder tension. And just from, life and anxiety and carrying kids around and all the things we should be doing to keep up in the world. So that's a common space for us. I have a lot of shoulder pain more on my left side from having had a traumatic arm break and also the tension of life. It's always in my neck and shoulders. So what do you do with that? What I do is I find a comfortable place in my home. Often I do it in the bathtub at night or relax back on the couch. You could, in a comfortable seat, laying down, any position where you really feel safe, supported, and comfortable. And instead of resisting that pain like we normally do, what you can do instead is relax into it, notice where you feel it in your body, and let your awareness go there. Truly focus in on that area and just breathe into and out of wherever you feel the pain. And as you breathe in and out of that space, maybe ask what that pain is trying to tell you or what it has to say. Might seem like a weird question, but when you ask that, your body can open up to a new channel of understanding of what might be coming through that pain. And oftentimes there is something from our past, a traumatic experience, a difficult situation, something that is tied to that physical pain that we feel. And it's still there because we've resisted it and it's unresolved. So this is a practice that I had learned from Michael Singer. If you're not familiar with Michael Singer, he's authored a couple of books, one of which is The Untethered Soul. And he talks about pain in our body almost like being a thorn. And if we have a thorn in our bodies, if we tense into that thorn, it's designed to drive more deeply into us, meaning it's going to stay there, it's going to worsen, it's going to become more inflamed, it's going to keep showing up in our lives. Whereas if we envision that same thorn in that point of pain that we experience, but instead relax back into it in the ways that I talked about, and just breathe into it and continue to try and relax in and around that area, what happens is it starts to release authentically and in an organic way. And back to what I was sharing, there can be a lot of emotions that come up through that process, and that can be a little scary. It can be uncharted territory. But when you allow yourself to feel those feelings and to feel that emotion, it allows you to move through it and move through it in a healthy way. So I do recommend setting either a timer or having some sort of container for this, meaning we don't just want to go off into an extended amount of time with a lot of trauma. Instead, maybe set a timer for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, I would say 10 minutes maximum, to allow yourself to fully feel the feeling with no agenda other than to truly experience, accept, and integrate that pain. And when you do that, see how you feel on the other side. It's been my experience that I do feel a little bit of relief, and that this is a practice I can come back to. And over time, as I continue to accept and breathe into that pain, it lessens and it becomes less of a hold on me. That thorn, as Michael Singer says, is no longer driving more deeply into me and my experience to only continue surfacing again and again in different ways and at different times. But instead, I recognize it, I better understand it, I accept it, and therefore it allows me to move through it. One other thing I'll share on this topic before we wrap up is we have a scale of emotions that we get to feel in our lives. And ironically, when we shut out the pain and don't allow ourselves to express those more challenging, frustrating, difficult feelings, we're also limiting our upper limit of what's possible. So in other words, we're kind of pushing ourselves into a box unknowingly. By resisting things we don't want, we can't enjoy the fullness of things we do as completely. So another reason that I'm a huge fan of accepting and integrating pain and challenging things into our experience is because it allows that box to widen. It allows our spectrum of emotions to broaden, which we can go here in a safe way, or I can't think of anything else other than a safe way, like I just identified for you, that then allows us to feel more of the goodness in our lives that is always there, but sometimes is blocked by us so much trying to resist this down here. And the very last thing I'll share is we all have different experiences. And if you personally are struggling with something that is more traumatic, that really is too difficult to feel fully and feel safe in that space, then please get the support from a qualified professional that you trust to help you in that. You could reach out to a therapist or someone who's trained to help you work through that trauma. I'm not a trauma trained coach or therapist. And so if you need that level of support, then please seek that for yourself. So with that, have a wonderful day and weekend. And I hope that you find support for yourself as you work through this pain integration practice in your life. Bye.